Gamestork, delivering news, reviews, and playthroughs like a newborn baby.
Hey, what's up guys? This is Jeff from Gamestork, and today we're going to be giving you a full in-depth review and look at the issues with the Yok, whatever this is, steering wheel. I'm going to walk you through the instructions, and hopefully, maybe there could be a fix for this issue. Maybe not. I still haven't found it, but let's take a look. I'm going to point out some things that I like, some things that I dislike about this wheel. And as you can see on the screen, I am currently playing Mario Kart. That's where we're going to test this thing, which I think is extremely cool. Now, first of all, I want to point out to you that I am looking at the instructions, right? Which tells me to line up the plus or minus, go in at a 45-degree angle, make sure it snaps, and boom, it should automatically work, which I did right out of the box. I know some are insisting that if you just follow the instructions, this thing will work every single time. And we're going to test that and see if it happens. Now, also, we're going to look at both of these, the red and the blue, very quickly. And I'm going to use these two bad boys to test, which are left and right Joy-Cons. Alright, here we go. So first, we'll start with the right Joy-Con, which should line up with the plus sign. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to line it up with the plus, and we're going to go in at this 45-degree angle, as you see, and we're going to snap it in, right? Now, if you take a look at the top left, you'll see that this is working, right? When we press these back buttons, they work on the right Joy-Con, turning on and off these settings. All right, so now with the same working wheel, let's take a look at the left Joy-Con. Again, are you ready? Lining up the minus, going in at a 45 and pushing it in. Now, if you see, this is where we are. Now, if I do this and I align this, these work. And that sounds great, right? But then my daughter gets this, and it slightly moves. She bangs it around, she turns it and all that stuff, and all of a sudden, the back right Joy-Con doesn't work anymore. Even though these are still lined up, you see? This thing can't be moved and have these work. See how the right's not working? And that's only just a little bit of movement, and this is still pushed in. I got this pushed in all the way, and see that? No right action. So you could say that if you follow the instructions, you can get this thing to work, but it's only probably going to be for a minute, especially if you have a kid. Now, what I can do is I can take it back out. We can line it back up again, and we at a 45 push it in again, right? Make sure it's lined up. Now it's going to work again, okay? But then we do this, and we do what the kids would do, and then what's going to happen? No right. So as you can see, guys, this after just shaking a little bit, and it's not out of place. This is what gets me. It's pushed in all the way. As you can see, these are lined up perfectly, and it's still not working on the right side. And this is insane to me that this does this. I have no idea. And it's actually on, it's only on the left Joy-Con that this happens. Now, for those of you who are telling me to follow the instructions, you're probably an adult who maybe isn't rough, or maybe doesn't just jolt this thing around like this, or walk with it and flop it. But the reality is this thing needs to stay in place because it's made for motion. And after the motion, as you can see, no right. And that's that. Whereas if we take this off, just to prove to you this is not the Joy-Con, both of them are working. So anyway, I'll just demonstrate on this one, and that will be fine because it works the exact same on the other ones. I just wanted to demonstrate that although this does work, you know, and you hear the little click, the right side it works, as you can see on the top right, every time as these are lined up. I'm not an idiot who can't line these things up, but this is an issue just with the left Joy-Con that is bad. Now, I will say this. If you do get these lined up, you know, you might be able to deal with this. I decided not to take these back just because during the races you typically only use SL anyway until you're trying to set these settings. So as long as your auto forward is on for your kid, you're okay. But one thing I do like about this is that if you can see in here, it does show you the lights. It's just a little clear area, and it lets you know what player is what. And also on the back, although the left one doesn't work on the left Joy-Con, the travel distance on these buttons is not that much. It's very little compared to what I've seen on some of the official Nintendo ones. So this might be a viable option. However, if you have young kids who are going to be playing this and they're just going to be rough, instead of just lightly moving and they're going to be running around and doing this, not even banging it. You know, we're not banging it on anything. The left one, this left Joy-Con just comes unhinged, I guess. Maybe it slides slightly, just enough out of the way not to work. But anyway, guys, my recommendation is, or would be, to go with a better brand. Perhaps research other brands. I haven't picked up any other ones to test against these because they were out of the other ones, which is why I haven't taken these back. But it might be wise for you to check out other brands. And if you do want to take your chances with these, just go in knowing, although they are only $15, that a little bit of sliding on that left Joy-Con is going to, even if it's still lined up, just a little bit of movement in this thing makes it to where that left button does not, or I'm sorry, the right button does not work. So there you go. I wanted to demonstrate that for you guys today because, man, that comment section on the last video was really active with people telling me and telling everyone else, you just use the instructions. Well, I did. And now you can see video proof that this thing isn't working, even with the instructions after a little bit of movement. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. And, you know, no offense to you guys who are saying use the instructions. Some people don't. And I really appreciate the input, and I appreciate the fact that you are trying to help. However, this ranges far beyond the instructional manual. This is something to do with a little bit of motion. And I believe that they could have done away with this extra space. And if they would have brought this in and made it snap in on all sides, then it probably would not have moved, or wouldn't move. It doesn't make any sense anyway why they had to do that. Maybe it's some manufacturing thing. Maybe it's the location, perhaps, of these SL and SR buttons that they have to shift in order to work. I'm not sure. Not certain. But, yeah, because they could have made this specifically for the right and then this specifically for the left. And I think that would have been better, and then they wouldn't have slid back and forth. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. I certainly appreciate you, and hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please like and subscribe below. And for all things Nintendo, for all reviews of your favorite games, please stick here with Gamestork. I certainly appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.